Look at as well. The Tshwane Metro contravened the Municipal Finance Management Act by agreeing to pay a main contractor for road work in Lynwood, Pretoria East, before the work even started in December 2024. Work has since ground to a halt, and our reporter Tshwane Metro has more on that story. Tshwane, please give us an update.
Good morning to you, Leanne. Well, I can tell you that, there has been some concerns that have been raised by residents after work ground to a halt at this roadworks construction site where, there are ditches that have actually been left unattended, which can actually cause a hazard to some of the motorists that are actually driving here. And also business is also affected. We'll speak to some of the local businesses who are also saying that, in as much as, the work ground to a halt, it also affects their businesses as people are not frequenting their business enterprises due to the conditions of the road. But I'm actually joined now by the DA Tshwane Finance spokesperson, Ms. Jackie Ace, to elaborate on how Tshwane contravened the Municipal Finance Management Act. Jackie, thank you so much for your time. If you can elaborate on how Tshwane contravened the MFMA.
Good morning. I met with the consulting engineer a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and he indicated that in December there was a payment made for work that has not been completed. Now, in local government sphere, work can only be paid for once it has been completed, because if that process is not followed, we sit in a situation where we sit now, where a contractor allegedly received money that was not for work completed. Subcontractors has now been working to complete the work, yet there is now no more money to pay the subcontractors, EPWP workers, as well as the community liaison officer, and that is why the work has ground to a halt. One cannot blame the subcontractors. They also have their own employees. They haven't been paid for months, and they can't force their employees to come to work. Subsequently, the city seems to refute the facts that there was an upfront payment, but in the same breath they are also saying the last payment was in December and there's no payment due, yet this entire year there has been work happening. So one can deduct for themselves, why was there work done if there is no payment due? And the only logical answer is that money was paid upfront, yet the work was not completed, which is against local regulations.
Those that are affected, where can they find a recourse, very briefly?
Those that are affected can contact myself or the COO. We are busy collating all of the information to make sure that we have a full register of who it is that has not been paid, and to try and keep the city accountable. Since it was them that made the upfront payments, they now need to ensure that this project becomes a success, that the subcontractors are paid by their contractor, and that this project can draw to a close.
Absolutely. And is there maybe going to be consequence management since MFMA was contravened?
So the DA has written to the CFO asking him about the upfront payment and asking him what will be done to the person that authorized any payment for work that has not been done. And that will then have to follow the legal course, where the DA will keep a very close eye on to ensure that the consequences that should happen is there, because this community has been suffering quite enough for quite too long.
Thank you very much. Well, as you can hear, that's Jackie Ace, the DA Tshwane Finance MMC, actually saying that they will try to get some consequence management after the MFMA was contravened by paying a contractor the full amount without the work actually having started in December last year. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
All right, Tshwane Metro, thank you for that coverage there. We'll continue to get more from him this morning.